Okay, so I'm gonna try this again because all of my outlets keep messing up when I keep trying to do this video. So I was trying to do it before and the volume was very low. So I did it again because I want y'all to be able to hear what I'm saying. So I did it again, and what I'm gonna do is, if it stops, because it keeps stopping on me, I'm just gonna do part one, part two, part three. So I want to start the video off by saying RIP to all these young people that's being killed over there and caught up in this spiritual war, because that's exactly what it is. It's a spiritual war against us, and seeds are being planted in order for our real opposition to have the upper hand, and they are gaining the upper hand with our help. And I want to break down to y'all the foundation of the death culture that's taking place over there in Chicago. Basically, beginning in the 20s or 30s, there was a group of people, Satanists, that were doing rituals over there on a regular basis. But when they do these satanic rituals, what they do is they're opening up portals and vortexes to allow certain entities to come onto this plane, to come onto the planet Earth, and release their energy and influence people to do certain things. Negative energy just being spilled out on a constant basis, because they open up these portals and it was never closed. So in the beginning, after the 30s and 40s, this is what was going on over there. And a result of this was there was a certain part of Chicago, because I believe there's something special over there in Chicago that most of us don't understand or know exists. But there's some type of vortex that the energy could be used for negativity or positivity. But being that we're not aware of it and we don't understand it, not there's not no one using it for positivity, so it's all being used for negativity. And they know the potential that you guys have coming out of there is so many of y'all, so they had to intercede and interrupt it. Plus, the energy had traveled over with hip-hop to Chicago, and y'all had the baton, because right in the beginning where this war sparked up again, where murder started taking place, was 2011 2012, and that's when you guys got the baton, the energy to carry on hip hop. It was Chicago's turn, but it was interceded and interrupted because they watch these things. They watch where the energy is. They watch where the energy travels. They watch what type of energy soul groups are coming here. They did that in biblical times. That's how they knew that Jesus was going to arrive. That's why they was following the star to find out where Jesus was born. So you could take it back all the way there. I want y'all to understand how important this is. So in the early 30s, they used to call the grounds. First, I got to take you to Cabrini Green, because Cabrini Green, the area where Cabrini Green was built, was called the hell grounds. It was called the cursed land. The hell. I can't see because I got the dog on. Little Hell. That's what it was called. Little Hell. That's the grounds that they picked to build Cabrini Green over. Little Hell. And it was called Cursed Grounds. In 1942, they started building Cabrini Green. And I first was introduced to the apartment complex Cabrini Green not only through Good Times, but during that time, about when I was 14, I used to read the Donald Goines books. And there was an author from Chicago named Chicago Red, or Red something. I can't find the book now. I was looking for it. I can't find the title or anything online about this book, but it was based on Cabrini Green. And that's where I was first introduced to Cabrini Green. And the book was written in the 60s. So they had already started with the gang activity and the murder then, but it just wasn't as much as now. Okay? Then there's a video online about Cabrini Green where they was talking about the murders, mostly stabbings then. They didn't have access to all these guns like they do now. And it was crazy over there. But nobody was understood that These satanic cult members are in government. They're everywhere. They have positions of prominence because this is the type of world we live in. We live in a world that has a satanic foundation. That's why you have all of these satanic ritual murders and kidnappings and all of that. Chicago has been affected by that because that vortex is open, that portal is open, and that type of energy is there infecting the people, especially the youth. So, this is how far back that goes. It's not just something with gangs. This is there was gangs before black gangs there. There was the Irish gangs over there in that area where they built Cabrini Greens. I don't know if they ever talk about that, but it's true. Just like over here in New York City, they call the place the ghetto. The word ghetto derived from the Jews migrating into these cities, urban communities, and having these tenement buildings they were living in, and it was termed the ghetto. That's where the ghetto comes from. It doesn't come from black people. And I know that for a fact because I studied the history of Brooklyn when I was in college, and this is what I learned about the Jews. So, there was gangs and stuff going on before us. We just stayed in it because we were so brainwashed, and there's so much things designed to keep us in a certain mindset where we can't prosper as a people and help each other, that this is the results that we get. But Cabrini Green was on cursed land. It was called the Little Hell. And Good Times was filmed. I don't know if it was filmed there or not, but I know that it was based where the family lived. The Evans family lived was supposed to be Cabrini Green. I didn't learn that till later on when I was started to pay attention. And when I look at the videos now about Cabrini Green, I could see the set of Good Times really, really had a likeness, a very similar likeness to Cabrini Green. If you look at the video, you see the real Cabrini Green and you think about Good Times. But on one episode of Good Times, there was an episode where there was a gang that was going after JJ. And guess what the name of the gang was? The name of the gang was Satan's Knights. You can go look it up. They wanted JJ to join the gang. It's not hard to look that up. Now, also in the 80s, the early 80s, there was a police officer named, what was his name? Simondel. And he had discovered that there was a lot of satanic activity going on over there. And he convinced the Chicago Police Department to have a gang crimes and satanic ritual abuse unit. And he was a gang crimes and satanic ritual abuse specialist. And he wrote this newsletter that he was circulating around Chicago called the Chicago Police Satanic Panic. You can look it up, Chicago Police Satanic Panic, warning authorities over there that there was an influx of satanic cult activity going on in Chicago. Now, if you have different areas and different